Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Social Doctor, and this is Dr. Ayushi. The Social Doctor is a platform for the doctor by the doctors, where we discuss journeys, experiences, and knowledge from successful medical practitioners. And today we have Dr. Dhruv Yadav with us. Dr. Dhruv has his own practice in Delhi NCR and has established his name really well. And so he's here to discuss some simple principles that he has followed in his practice on an everyday basis that has made a difference, that has helped him to establish his practice same as the practitioners around him who has been there for for around a decade. So welcome, Dr. Dhruv, to the platform. We are
Thank you so much, Ayushi.
yes, really happy to have you here to discuss something that I'm sure everybody wants to understand, some simple practices that brings the real change in their practice. So let's with a brief intro of yours. How has been a journey for you till now?
Journey, I will say I've been lucky enough uh, that I've been, been working under and working with one of the few greatest dentists in Delhi NCR. In fact, before Delhi, back there in Jaipur also. Uh, so, so one of the biggest thing which I learned was how to manage a patient, which is very important, and how to cultivate your practice around the patient, what kind of patient you want to cater. So I won't say difficult. Difficulty to सबकी अपनी अपनी अलग अलग level पे होती है. But yes, definitely I've been lucky and it's good. Things are good now.
Good, good. So now when we are actually discussing some basic principles that you follow every day in your practice, how can you, list down those principles that are really important for the practitioners?
So first, so today, what I want to focus first thing, or two things basically, majorly on the practice management on the patient side, how to manage a patient in your practice from before he comes, at the time he is there, and after he leaves your clinic. And the second small kind of thing which I would like to discuss is how to manage your staff. What is the importance of your staff in the practice? As equal your treatment, you are important. Your staff is also very important in the very same way.
Yes.
Majorly, we would like to discuss about how to manage a patient, starting from the on call till the time he leaves the clinic and a post treatment duration.
Yes.
So,
So let's start with the first part. When somebody actually connects with you on the start with the patient management. In case of patient management, the patient connects with you on a call or on a walk-in. So let's start with the first contact with the patient. If the patient calls you, what are the basic principles that you follow on that?
see, since the COVID things have come up, so the walk-ins have reduced to a very good amount.
Yes.
So in fact, if there's a walk-in also, we would like to tell them, "Ki we will give you a call, and then we would like to schedule an appointment." Because if your clinic is open, you tend to have a patient over there. So generally, someone from a reception or a trained staff, he can be a multi-purpose staff or a dedicated staff also. Uh, Preferably a female because female voice are soothing. This is one of the reason majority of the time you will find receptionist to be female, but a male or a female doesn't work much, doesn't make much difference. I have a male working for me, and it works fine for me. So they need to to call the patient, and they have to be very polite enough in any of the language they are comfortable in, either in Hindi or in English. But they have to be polite and comfortable enough to ask the patient to when the suitable time according to the patient is. Not suitable time according to the doctor. He can give them two, three options like today, tomorrow, day after. We are here on these times, and he has to be polite enough to ask you what is the concern, and uh, and ask the patient what kind of exact emergency he has or he doesn't have any emergency. A lot of time people would like to have just for a checkup, so we can reschedule them into a time later on also. But if somebody is having an emergency like pain, severe swelling or something like that, so we can schedule the patient, and we can give a bit of extra time to our clinic or extend our working hour. We can see immediately the same day or the very next day early morning. So this is the first thing which has to be taken care. The receptionist has to be comfortable enough to talk to the patient. This is something which is very important. That is the first line. That is your first relationship with the patient.
Hmm.
This is what I believe. The first call to the patient is the most important thing because that thing will always define you.
Hmm.
It is not defining your staff, it is defining you. If your patient is humble enough to talk in such a way, and he can say thank you and sorry after every drop of a hat, then it is very nice. The patient is comfortable enough to communicate. The 50% of your work, the patient is convinced before he is coming over. Then few set of questions because of COVID, from where we will be coming, how you will be coming, and try to reach 10 minutes before the time. So this is generally what generally happens at the first call. Or if the patient is having severe pain, so sometimes we try to prescribe few kind of an antibiotic and painkillers before patient comes to us, so that he doesn't have to, be in the pain all the time. Or if required, so things something which is difficult, I or any other doctor communicates to the patient, and they can prescribe the medicine whatever is required.
Okay.
So this is the first call for the what has to happen.
Okay. So there are really some important points that you need to make sure that to have a friendly, calming voice, to have give that friendly touch in the first contact with the patient on the call, because that is something that binds the patient to you before they meet you, before they come to your clinic. And giving that positive vibes on the call is important, whether it's you, whether it's your receptionist, whoever. You need to be really soothing and really comforting to the patient. Giving medications to the patient on the call is also one part of soothing them on the call, and then calling them to the clinic so that they feel that the doctor is thinking for you. Now, next, when we call the patient to the clinic, what are the principles that you follow? What are the things that you take?
So when the patient is walking in, so what now due to COVID, the things are different. So I tell the patient, and when he's standing in front of the gate of the patient, he has to give a call. So some clinics might not have a dedicated staff and like a security guard kind of a thing. That's not something which is required. But what I try nowadays, the patient doesn't have to open the door. My staff will go and open the door and make them enter. And give them gloves and a dedicated small PPE for them, which is different for every kind of a practitioner. But yes, some small kind of a gesture is required. Generally, I tend to do the staff dedicated who had already spoken to the patient is the same staff who greets him on the gate. So there's a comfort level over there. So there's a familiar voice or a familiar face to the patient, so they feel slightly secure enough कि मेरी इनसे बात हुई थी, that either we had talked to them, or which is slightly comforting, and it gives a confidence to the patient.
Yes.
And then they can make them comfortable enough to have a seat, pizza बैठ जाइए, and then the second part which comes over there is which is also very important over there is the consent form which they have to sign.
Yes.
So consent is something which I take it very seriously, and the consent form should always comprise the patient's name, address. There should be a list of medications which he has taken, any kind of a past treatment, even dental or any kind of a medical treatment if he has gone under in past 10 years, 20 years down the line. I always like a patient, mentioning them. It becomes easy for us, and it's good to be, that way. This is what it is. Then another thing over the reception, it can be that the patient can be handed over long as he can be given a sanitizer or a wipe, and given a gloves, shoe cover, or the slippers in the clinic. Shoe covers are better because they are more comfortable with their own. So this is what happens at the greeting of the reception.
Okay. So it's basically majorly 2 points. Firstly, you need to give a warm welcome to the patient, the person who has received the call. It's preferably that person who attends the patient, because that gives a comforting feel to the patient, or because he has been in connect with that person. So that's one very important point that that's to be taken care of. And then after that, definitely with the corona
Thanks.
care of the multiple things on that. There are already so many things that needs disposable things that need to be given to the patient to maintain that sanitizing environment and safety for everybody. So now after you, and if for example, if the patient is in pain, is there anything that you do when the patient is there in your
when the patient has arrived at the reception? So if the patient is already in pain, generally patients do refer that they are having pain, or they are in discomfort. We tend to give them a painkiller at the very same moment. Uh, Whatever painkiller prescribed by the by the doctor, whichever they are comfortable in. Go through medicine is always Ketirol DT, but depending upon the severity, if the patient is having pain, so we generally give them before they are, if there is a waiting time.
Hmm. Hmm.
If the doctor is free, we generally we don't give it, because we like to see first what the pain exactly it is, and then give an anesthesia only, rather than giving a painkiller, because we might not start the treatment, but yes, anesthesia should be given. And generally, when a patient walks in the clinic, we always tend to send him a message over call, so in which he is already given about few things which he has to take care, or in fact a medicine also, if he has to take, he can take it back home before coming to the clinic.
Hmm.
And so this way things can be managed in a way, and patient is also comfortable. If the patient is there and he says mujhe dard hai, I'm in pain, if the and I'm or any of the doctor has a 10 or 15 minutes of waiting, so we generally give them a painkiller so that it subsides and it's comfortable for the patient to communicate later on.
Okay.
uh,
So, that is also one very important thing. If the patient is in your clinic, in your area, they are your responsibility, and treating them to the utmost care is something that everybody needs to take care of. Whether they are in the waiting area and you are busy with your operatory, your staff need to be trained well enough to take care of the patient.
Take it. And the another thing which is very important to always ask, or tell is, like, most of the time patient come without having meals.
Yes.
That becomes a very big issue. 90% of the time the patient is going in hypoxia is the reason they don't come without their breakfast before their lunch, because they're already in pain, they cannot chew. So along with the medicine, you can give a half a glass of glucose or any kind of thing which can, or a juice, so that they are the glucose level is maintained and they don't have those kind of things to be managed, and things are smooth. Otherwise, you are more scared of single patient going into syncope. so, so that is also something. I know it is cost consuming giving a juice to a patient, but if a patient is comfortable, there's nothing better feeling than that.
I completely agree. This is something which is very common in dental practice, that people don't come and eat. Maybe they don't want to brush again or something. But yes, this is one thing that happens, and that's a
That happens.
tip that doctor just mentioned. That too, the good thing is that with the medication, give a glucose glass or a juice glass that full. That's really nice to know. And also, is there any consent form or something that you fill on the reception? Is there anything of that?
Yes, as I mentioned, the consent form is there. It generally divided into three parts. First is the detail of the patient,
Hmm.
and detail of the patient has to have his name and his full address.
Okay.
And if the patient is not giving his full address, see, what I always tell the patient, it is our right to ask the patient the full address. Since he is in a property,
Hmm.
either we might be consulting him also.
Hmm.
Okay, a doctor has a full right to know the complete identity of his patient.
Hmm.
Uh, Nowadays, Arogya Setu is mandatory, and as well as uh, we can ask the patient for his ID proof, like an Aadhaar card or a driving license, which has his address over there.
Mhm.
Then the consent is otherwise divided into his medical history. Uh, then he has to mention if he is undergoing any kind of a treatment, medications, then dental, and in the last, a small note that he is confident enough to get the treatment done and he wants to get the
Okay.
consent, and this has been filled by him, a small note of the consent over there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
this is the consent. Yes.
So basically, taking their medical history and their basic important details beforehand, they enter your operatory, so that you have a list of them already before you giving any medications or asking them. You have them written beforehand.
See, this helps in two ways. One way is you come to know the psyche of the patient, the way he will be filling the form, how dedicated he is for the treatment. And other thing is, if a patient is coming over and he is already saying I'm hypertensive or diabetic, so you already have a notion ki what kind of a treatment option he might be choosing for, or what kind of treatment you can give him. It has to be extraction or root canal. You have to save the date, or what you have to prescribe, the kind of a medication. So it helps a lot. And
Mm.
before a patient sits, before you meet the patient, it should be presented in front of you so that you also know who the patient is, from where he comes from, and what kind of medical or dental background he's having. And it's very important. And at this moment, one thing which very important is to having a CCTV in your premises.
Okay.
So when the patient walks in, so you can see, the gait and the body language of the patient, how he is behaving with your staff. So you get to know a lot about the patient. So the consent form, as well as the consent what you have when the patient is walking in with your staff, it gives a very good idea. So most of the time I'm already mentally prepared, when I have to approach the patient, what kind of mindset he has. So
Mm.
these are two things, just to have you to know the patient and the patient psychology and what kind of patient it is.
Yes, yes. And actually, these are really helpful, you know,
Hmm.
and that helps you to understand how to talk to the patient. That's very helpful. How to, what kind of treatment plan you can offer, what all you can, what can you expect out of the patient exactly. So these two things, that filling the consent form also gives you details, as well as you understand the way he has formed the psyche of the patient. Secondly, if you can have a CCTV camera, that can help you to understand the way he's dealing with your assistants, and the way he is, how serious he is for the treatment, that these two things are really helpful. So now when the patient, the appoint at the appointment time, when the patient enters the operatory, how does things start at that point?
So generally, what I prefer, or what I have learned, is the first side of interaction to the staff has to take care of it. So
Okay.
that's then it comes to the other staff, who, or an assistant kind of a person, who asks the patient and escorts the patient to the your operatory or the dental chair. He
Okay.
has to make the patient sit over there. So
Okay.
over here, another things which might maybe is because of COVID, somebody would like to make the patient wash their hand and do the gargle before seating the patient.
Yeah.
What I do is, as soon as the patient come, I give him a tissue wipe and a sanitizer and ask the patient to wear his gloves.
Hmm.
And taken to we have a dedicated washroom for the patient. He can go and rinse over there, and then he comes to the operating chair. The patient makes them comfortable. They make them sit. Uh, so one thing over here which changes is that the I don't like the chair should be messy, or instrument should be already there when the patient is sitting.
Okay. Okay.
Let the patient come and walk in. Everything should be light. Everything should be clean,
Okay.
wrapped or by a clean cloth, whichever way a person feels comfortable with. And then when the patient is seated, and at this moment of time, generally what I prefer is the patient should be alone,
Hmm.
or if he is escorted, then not more than one person with him,
Okay.
because having too many people is also difficult to manage. And otherwise also, explaining three minds is also something which is, so either the patient, if it's a kid, either of the parent, or if either of the parent, we should ask the patient to have just one patient to talk, parent to talk, whom we can explain in detail. uh, Majority of the time people come with 2 3 patients, and generally we tell on phone also, if there's a new patient, we tell them कि आप एक के साथ ही हम आपको we will allow you to enter the clinic because of this social distancing reasons.
Hmm.
And the staff would like to, they would drape him, uh, nowadays preferred with the disposable aprons, head cap, uh, shoe covers are already given. So it almost is like a customized PP for the patient till that time.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
we can even spray a bit of sanitizer, or we can have tunnel also. But over the time, what I have seen is those sprays and those tunnels have started, making the clothings are slightly bad or difficult to
Hmm.
manage sometimes. So that is something which I'm trying to avoid. But yes, we give a small kind of a apron which covers from head to toe, from front to back, which is tied every time. And then the patient is seated comfortable enough. Then then they keep a set, a PMT set.
Hmm.
Uh, and when they are keeping the PMT set, one thing should be very important. A lot of time people do notice when your staff is putting that set on the table, on the chair where you will pick it up, they are also wearing a glove. It's not that ki unhone bhi, without any gloves, they brought them in, utha ke, they keep it. No, your patient, after patient is seated, they also should wear gloves, and then they should pick it up and pick it over there, and they should be taught ki they have to keep their hands like this, not like this, or I'll be back, and that assistant should be trained enough. So the patient will appreciate the kind of an hygiene being maintained by you and by your staff also. So this is what happens by this time. And another thing, what is also important, I feel over here. A lot of time I find in practices, they have got those big photos of teeth, bleeding gums, sometime animated, sometime real pictures or pre-post photo. I really don't like to keep them much. I like them to be very, serene in a way. Ki, I I would like to prefer my own, a degree, my certifications, my, my lectures, those kind of things, or a small brief about me in the reception. That is something he might be more interested in rather than seeing people paint photo or
Yes.
so. Daanton ki badi photo. Just keep them inside your chair, not at the reception. And so, and try to make it clean and where the patient is sitting. Make sure the front area is also suitably well, so he doesn't get, scared by seeing all those things. So, and this is till the time the patient is seated, and then it comes when a doctor has to enter the practice. So, next step will be the doctor entering the practice, and that is again a very important and a tricky part because see, by all these things you already know who the patient is, how the patient is, and he will tend to always ask you questions from your staff.
Yes.
कि क्या क्या होगा, कितना खर्चा होगा, कितनी देर लगेगी. So by all these things you are already prepared कि ये patient जो है या तो जल्दी में है या इसको monitoring का भी एक reason हो सकता है. हाँ, so when you meet the patient, you go. Nowadays, people are wearing PP. Shrugs are also there. I will not comment on this, but जितना कर सको उतना अच्छा है. Patient will always appreciate the better you go. But yes, don't go in a t-shirt or a pant wearing a lousy apron white color over it, जिसमें आपकी पूरी shirt दिख रही है. I would like to have a proper dedicated dress for the doctors as well as for the staff, a proper dedicated slippers or shoes for the practice, and so that it looks clean. It looks clean. You can wear a head cap. You cannot wear a head cap. That is your call. A mask for sure. A shield is again also an optional over there. Then another thing to it is what many times people ask me and people have questioned me also. Ki, like you has the doctor to be clean shaven every time, or you know. I know one of my friend who practices somewhere. So he had a tattoo on his neck, and he says, "Arey, patient kuch kehte nahi." See, if you are comfortable enough in your work, if you look clean, if you are having a beard also, if you are having long hairs also, if they are tied up, or for a female also, the presentation should be clean. If you're having a beard, trim it well. The patient likes to see a clean face, not a messy face. और वैसे भी आजकल mask से तो doesn't make much of a difference. But yes, sometime when you have a long consultation, you tend to, you cannot speak for 45 minutes or a half an hour with a glove on, with a mask on. So they tend to see your face, and patients do like to see the doctor.
Yes.
It gives a very good confidence. So what I do, I explain the patient everything. So when I have explained everything, so in the consultation room when I go, there is a barrier over there. I remove my mask, and I remove my mask for a minute purposely so that patient can see my face. It's something in psychology which a patient can give. He has to find a face to trust someone.
Yes, true. That's very important. Definitely.
A mask is not a trust. You have to show your face. But yes, अगर आप सीधे जाते ही ऐसे जाओगे तो patient पहले हो जाएगा अच्छा he is not taking care of corona. So that things come later on. But yes, these things has to be taken consideration. When a patient is seated, you check, you wear your gloves, you take care of your stuffs and material. Then you see the patient, open your diagnostics, and then you can start explaining the patient this how then comes the patient part, because the patient will tell how things have to be proceeded. Then you listen to the patient.
Otherwise, to explain the patient, what is the, the with dentistry, the important part is the consultation part. Normally we take a lot of time in operating the patient, but the time to explain the patient that this is the diagnosis for you and this is what, how, this is the, this is an important part that I believe people don't understand or are not clear of. How long do you take to convince the patient?
See, whenever I have a new patient, or in fact, an old patient also for a new treatment. Supposedly, koi patient who has already gone through root canals or scaling it. So, if I place an implant,
Hmm.
something which is new for the patient, I always try to keep half an hour to 45 minutes minimum for the patient.
Okay. Okay.
See, if it is a root canal also for somebody who is coming for the first time,
Hmm.
you need to tell them what a root canal procedure is,
Hmm.
what they can experience, what is going to happen. You can show them animations, you can show them photographs. There are a lot of videos online
Hmm.
by a lot of different societies also, like American Dental Association have their own RCTs videos. Everybody have their photo. You can edit them. It's very easy. You need to show the patient what is going to happen to him, what he has to undergo, and be very clear in telling. अगर दर्द होगा तो होगा, अगर नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा.
Hmm.
You know, if a patient is having swelling, if you have to put Metapex or calcium over there, it might irritate him after a day or two, which might sometimes create a severe pain. Then you have to tell the patient. Don't promise it दर्द नहीं होगा, painless होगा. Like, you need to clearly tell the patient, this is the treatment is, this is how I will proceed, this is what is going to happen. In fact, sometimes I do try to explain the patient about dental anatomy also.
Okay.
You know, what enamel is, what dentine is, what pulp is, what PDL is, आपकी caries कहाँ से कहाँ चली गई है, this is here, now it is on this. A patient will always ask कि sir RCT के अलावा filling नहीं हो सकती. Then you need to tell the patient why. You need to have examples. You need to have ways to explain कि why this is an RCT, why this is not a filling. Maybe the person has consulted another dentist जिसने उसको उसमें filling बता दिया है. So you need to explain them कि भैया इसमें filling नहीं हो सकती.
Yes.
And one more thing which is very important at this part is कि you have to say, take your stand. If you have said a root canal treatment
Hmm.
and patient is saying कि नहीं नहीं मुझे तो filling करानी है, then you should be strong enough to say कि sir मैं नहीं करूँगा.
Okay.
And if you think your treatment plan is right, so you cannot do a filling over it, don't do it.
Hmm.
You might do a very good filling over there, a proper class 1 or a class 2. If it pains, he will never say कि डॉक्टर ने बताया. He will say डॉक्टर ने filling करी और मुझे pain हुआ. And he will tell about pain to 10 people rather than not telling कि he had told me कि you require a root canal, you don't. I don't do it.
Yes.
If sometimes I have patient for for braces also, and they come up to say कि हमें दांत नहीं निकालने या फिर हमें ऐसा करना है, I tell them कि नहीं, आप किसी और से कराइए. I will do it this way, and this has to be done this way. So most of the time, patient do develop the confidence. If he is so rigid about it, then it has to be the right treatment. Lot of time I have seen doctors, a few of my friends also, they get persuaded with ठीक है, patient कह रहा है कर देते हैं.
Hmm.
नहीं, patient is not the doctor. You are the doctor. You have to decide what has to be done.
Yes.
Either you don't do it.
Hmm.
So, and spend time with the patient. The first appointment, you should be very comfortable and listen to the patient rather than narrating him more. Give 5 to 10 minutes to the patient. Patient will himself tell what all kind of problem he is having, and then you explain your part rather than just bouncing on it. Say like I should not say. A lot of senior practitioners they come like root canal होगा, बस खत्म. तो हाँ ठीक है.
Yes.
This happens. So I don't like it. If you explain the patient ki what a root canal procedure is, how this is, and why root canal is required, or why an extraction is required. क्योंकि भाई grossly decayed होते हैं, आप post से भी build नहीं कर सकते. You have to extract it. मतलब giving an implant or giving a bridge, that is the other thing. But you need to explain कि why you have to extract it. You have to tell them कि ये grossly decayed है, इस पे build नहीं हो सकता. patient feels comfortable.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Okay.
then only thing which is left is the monitoring part.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the faith you have to incorporate into the patient and tell them ki I will do a good treatment. That is my responsibility. You
Hmm.
have to trust me ki if anything goes wrong, I will manage that also. But this is the way it has to be done, and this is the right way. This is an extraction. This is a root canal. This is something. This is scaling. This is deep scaling. You need to explain that. In fact, for scaling also, you have a small. They're very small. In fact, most of the X-ray softwares also have animations. So, and they are very nice, and you can explain them why that also. Ki, this is a root canal, this is scaling, this is an extraction. So explain the patient and the person coming with the patient, because if they might not be convinced on the same day, they might go back home, or on the way they might like, अरे यार वो कह तो सही रहा था.
Hmm.
So on the way back they will call up again, ठीक है डॉक्टर साहब का कल का अपॉइंटमेंट दे दीजिए या परसों का अपॉइंटमेंट दे
Hmm.
दीजिए. So this way, this is how a patient should be managed,
Yeah.
and this is my way of what I have learned from lot of seniors practitioners practicing around. They really give a lot of time, especially I have seen for small thing, I won't name them, but एक root canal के लिए proper giving an hour's consultation by senior doctors. Because once you build a faith with the patient, he is not going anywhere.
That,
So a consultation is one of the most important part and the most trickiest part of the practice. Later on, you might give a very good treatment or a very bad treatment. That doesn't matter. If the patient has a faith on you, आपको बाद में पेन हो या ना हो, अगर पेन होगा भी तो he will say नहीं डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा था, I trust him, 2 दिन में सबसाइड कर जाएगा, मुझे शायद मेडिसिन खानी पड़ेगी. So that way, consultations are very important. Give time to your consult.
that's very important, something that needs to be mentioned very clearly. So now, when we have explained the treatment, we either the patient goes through the treatment the same day or in the coming appointments. So now when the treatments are being done, how do you do follow-ups for the patient, and how frequently do you do that?
See, follow-ups are managed in a way according to the treatment has been done.
Correctly.
Supposedly, a root canal has been done.
Hmm.
So, like it's morning 11 o'clock, I have done a root canal today. So after the root canal has been done, there is a printed form over there which says do's and don'ts, which will be narrated to the patient, which will be given to the patient, and also WhatsApp to the patient.
Okay. Okay.
So that patient doesn't have. I see. I always tell my patient, I don't trust you.
Hmm.
Very frankly, because you might come out with some reason कि सर मेरे साथ वैसा हो गया ऐसा हो गया. So there are 2-3 ways. I explain them completely, and I narrate them. I myself narrate them. Then the staff, the reception staff, also the who does the consultation part,
Hmm.
he also narrates them. It can be a staff, it can be a junior doctor also, and then they print it and on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is very important. Uh, so then the patient is sent. Then if the RCT is done early morning, I'll just see like it is 11. So I'll just figure out by 3:30 or 4 maximum the LA will fade away. We will give a call back at that time. Acha, this is also something which you have to explain the patient.
Okay. Okay. That
You
you
can explain the patient that I will be or my staff will be calling you for the to know how you are.
okay.
Not like a feedback. Don't give it like a word feedback. The feedback goes like मुझे रिव्यू देना है वो रिव्यू वाला नहीं गिव आस्क देम कि व्हेन वी विल कॉल यू आफ्टर 4 आवर्स 4 घंटे में एलए का असर खत्म होगा एंड देन वी विल गिव यू अ कॉल you want to answer you can answer or you can disconnect the phone if you're busy you can drop us a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
The patient will himself say okay I will give a call. And
Okay.
if a patient has gone back or he has slept, any of the house member, husband, wife, mother, anybody will answer their call and say हाँ वो ठीक है या दर्द बताया नहीं बताया क्या है क्या नहीं है. And then your staff can also stay if the patient comes in pain हो रहा है then the staff can ask कि आपने दवाई खाई and the patient says no and then have it.
Hmm.
Or then you can have if the patient is fine then it is very good. If the patient is having trouble, you can give again a call after 3-4 days. I keep a very a rigid follow up for first 3 days especially.
Okay.
The first 3 days it might be any treatment. In fact, for scaling also, because patient tend to have slight sensitivity. on the second and the third day. If you have done, an extraction, 90% of the time the pain will happen on the third day, not on the first or the second day.
Mhm.
So this first 3 days that are very important. If the patient is comfortable enough, just one call in the morning. If the patient is not comfortable, second day if he says he's having discomfort or मैं रात को सो नहीं पाया, खाना नहीं खा पाया, straight away I'll give an appointment to the patient. You come over, let me see to what is happening. Okay, if at that moment, see what happens is if the patient is having pain, so he will make a perception of yours that the doctor did not do a good work.
Very common.
And if by chance he has some other dentist or some other doctor along whom he knows, yeah, or whom he had referred before, lot of time I have seen they walking back to the same doctor, they not report it. So a feedback over here or a call to a patient gives two confirmation that patient is fine, and it gives a very secure, feeling to the patient. Ki my doctor is bothered about me.
Yes.
He's bothered about me that he is calling me again and again to ask कि भैया दर्द है या नहीं है, comfortable हो या नहीं हो. In fact, for my ortho patients also, I ask my staff to call them the second day, third day, and then it's like first day, second day, third day. Then after 7 days, like then first month 777, 1 week,
any week,
once in a week, and then I can leave it out of 45 days after 2 months or something like that. But yes, I would like to have a treatment follow-up of everything for good about a month or so. If there is any kind of complications, it's fair and fine. Or sometimes your staff is free, so you can tell them ki these are the patients we did and this. Just call them up and ask them how they're doing.
Yes.
So this is my way of doing it and what I have learned. But yes, in fact, this is not my way. This is what marketing or MBA says. Having a good post sale or a post delivery follow up is as important as pre, because this is your customer care building up.
Yes.
And this is this thing gives the most referrals. So like if we have done a patient supposedly in May after lockdown. So my staff might call him up, sir, it has been 4 months, 5 months. How are you? We did a root canal treatment and extraction. How are you? So he might say he's having difficulty. Generally, he will not. And if he doesn't say, he will be like, "Acha, wo aapne call kar diya. I have to bring my mother. I have to bring my wife. I have to bring my kid." So you are giving an initiative also, an impulse to him. Ki, we are here. You came to us. We did a good treatment. And if somebody is needing, please give our number. You don't need to say it. It is said in a way. So so this way, post treatment call is also, which is very 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 important. What I feel, see, it's all about hospital. There are two aspects of dentistry or any kind of medical profession. First is the hospitality, and second is business. So you have to take care of both the things in a very concise way. So how good your hospitality is, it represents you. How good your feedback is, that depends how what kind of a treatment you have done. So they are both the things which has to be taken in any kind of a medical practice, not only dentistry, as maybe ENT or any kind of practices.
One very important thing also I wanted to ask, one of the last things actually, how do you talk about, which we didn't discuss, how do you talk money to the patients? Do you discuss that on the operating chair, or how do you do that, discussing the payment process?
See, over here there are two things. First thing, what I prefer, at the first, like I tell the patient, if supposedly a patient has come just for a root canal or cap, supposedly, which might range somewhere from 10,000 to 15,000. Okay. So I will explain him about a root canal. I will explain him about what different type of caps I am giving. Okay. He might go for whichever cap he want to. Then I'll tell him this is dedicated at my place. There is dedicated staff for it, or a junior doctor, I will say. So then the patient is taken to the consultation room. Over there, he is explained by them. Root canal है, supposedly आपका first molar है. this is behind tooth, this is so he will also try to explain in something. This has three roots here. Iska charge ye hai.
Okay. Okay.
हाँ, and patient might tell आपका महंगा है. So then he has to tell कि why it is costly at our end.
Yes.
Well, people might be using loops, lasers, microscope, or might be a good endodontist. So they have to tell them they are trained or technology-wise they're advanced. Let your assistant boost that thing rather than you boosting to the patient. You
Okay.
just explain the patient because patient when the see वो खुद की बड़ाई करता है तो दूसरा आदमी तभी समझ जाता है कि he is trying to show up. Let the other person do it.
Okay.
Then he might not be able to convince the patient for the treatment amount, but he will at least put a feed in his mind that this treatment requires this amount of money.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And a small kind of briefing from his end also. This is a treatment, these are the appointments, and this is the this way it is required. Yes, there are times when I myself have to be involved for this.
Okay.
But that is when there are multiple treatments or multiple treatment options. Supposedly, if there is a bridge, okay, two missing tooth, three missing tooth, so I will explain them what a root canal and an implant is. But sometimes for your staff or a junior doctor to explain
Yes.
a multi-purpose when when it is the serious money is involved, then I might just tell them कि आप वहाँ बैठिए मैं आ रहा हूँ. My staff might explain them what are the amounts, what are different type of implants, what are different type of crowns. He might explain them, but finally I would like to sit with the patient and decide the final price.
Okay. Okay.
But first impression of the pricing, I never like to give the patient. Majority of the time, if there is a single root canals or if just root canals or small time, I don't talk to the patient. My staff does it. And if I always give a leverage to my staff कि 5-10% तक कम करना है, if you think you do it, if you don't feel like don't do it, if you can convince the patient where you want to do it, it is their call. And then at the end when he is done, supposedly if the patient is convinced, well and fine. If the patient is not convinced, I generally go back again to the patient and I do talk to them. Sir, बताइए क्या problem है? See, it also happens I might not be able to convince the patient. ठीक है, there are a lot of reasons for it that though we cannot do it. But yes, if it is the pricing, then you can sit down and talk to him कि सर ठीक है बताइए कैसा करना चाहते हैं, कैसे नहीं करना चाहते. Like few days back, I had a patient who had to undergo two implants. So she said, so she had, I think, somewhat like a bill of 75 or 80, something like that, with scaling self-filling. So she said, ki, sir, I might not be able to pay the 50% amount on the first go. Which she was trying to explain to my patient, to my staff, but my staff was not able to get it what she was trying to say. So he became, नहीं नहीं आपको तो 50% देना पड़ेगा. So I heard it. I went and she said, what I will do is I will give you 3 checks. First check will be on the day of the treatment. Then a post-dated check after 15 days because she was saying कि first हो जाएगी तो I will get my salary. आप first को ही डाल देना. ठीक है. And then the 5 days I will be coming before. Okay. So that is also fine. So that works. So that you have to communicate with the patient. It's not either you have a very good staff or a junior doctor who does it. Yes. Majority of the practices I have a lot of seen people, other staff also doing it. It can be managed, and at last you can just go and say कि ठीक है ये है. And just like we have a consent form, we have a file of the patient also. Okay. File of the patient which says what kind of a treatment has been done. Okay, what is the total charge? Okay. If there is a multiple treatment is required, you write it down. Implant itna, RCT is itna, ortho itna, scaling itna, or if you are doing supposedly it's like multiple things, the bill is big. If you want to give a discount, ठीक है, scaling का discount दे दिया. ठीक है, or a smart filling का दे दिया. Then just write it down over there, discount it. Okay. Okay. है ना? So patient also feels कि in a way कि you have done something with it. He should be also told. And when it is written and the amount is written, and when your staff is like, I don't take money from the patient. My staff is taking every time. I might finalize the price, but I have never taken the money from the patient unless I am the only one in the clinic. Like the emergency case, it happens few times in the lockdown. So when the payment is made either by cash or by card or by NEFT, I write it down on that file. Supposedly 10,000 ka kuch tha. Patient has given 5,000 paid, 5,000 balance, and ask the patient to sign over there.
Okay. Okay.
So that he doesn't has any kind of a confusion later on कि I had paid, I had not paid, आपने mention नहीं किया, मैंने cash दिया था. So patient is also very clear enough to say कि you had given me the amount and this is your signatures and this is the proof what we have, and try to have a CCTV there also, and so that, and try to have it recorded so that even in fact after 6 months down the line the patient comes and says कि मैं उस दिन आया था payment दी थी, you can show him the video recording कि this is there, आपने कोई payment नहीं दी है.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is how the
So these are actually some really deep, insightful points that actually, I believe every practitioners look forward to in their practices. Something that are implementable, something if implemented really makes a difference in their practice. And I'm sure, Dr. Dhruv is an example of that. He has done really well for himself and he is still doing it. So these are some things that are very, very small that, at times we as practitioners in our busy lives just miss on an everyday basis, but these are the principles that makes and breaks your practice. So if you follow them, you are going to be there always in their minds, in their hearts, and the first person to be named when it comes to, your specialty as a dentist, your specialty. If they have that thing in their mind, you have made it actually. So thank you so much, Dr. Dhruv, for the insightful discussion. We have taken a long time of yours. So this is something that I believe many people will take out the insights and practice that in their practices and make a difference. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us in this discussion and viewing this. Do share it with your friends and colleagues. I'm sure this will be helpful for them as well and will make a difference in their practice. Thank you so much, Dr. Dhruv, for joining us.
Thank you for having me over.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Do follow us on our YouTube and Insta pages as well, because it has all our old videos that can also give you insights on different things that can help you in your career. Also look forward to our coming up interviews on Wednesdays and Sundays. They are definitely going to add a lot of insights in your life. Thank you so much, Dr. Dhruv. Thank you, everyone. You can actually watch this video again on replay. See you again on Wednesday at 9 p.m. with another interesting video. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.